Hey, so what's up, guys? I wanted to record this video because I realized that I didn't record a video yet on the three levels of active listening. And while we've been talking about telephone training and overcoming objections and everything else that you do in your business, we hadn't actually discussed the most important skill out of all of them. Now, some of you, you've been to my live trainings, you've had this session before, and so you understood what I was talking about. And every time I said, remember those three levels, they really came to you quickly and you remembered them. But for those of you who've never been to one of my live trainings regarding active listening, you're probably wondering, what in the world is Gibran talking about? Well, today, I'm going to break that down for you. We've got a really great handout. If you don't have the handout, check out the comments on the Facebook. There'll be a link to the handout there, or you can request it from your RSP. They can also provide you a copy of the handout. So before we get started and I actually break into the training, I want to explain how I came about this. So growing up, I used to be the person that whenever someone would talk to me, I would immediately have an answer for them. Somebody would say, oh, I'm having such a hard time with my family. I'm having such a hard time with whatever. And I would say, well, you should do this, or you should do this, or you should do that. And I was a person that had an answer for everything. I had that suggestion for every issue that they were dealing with. And it never occurred to me that that's not what people want. You see, what people want is just to be heard, but they want to know that you actually heard them. And it wasn't until I started doing my telephone training that I was on the phone and I was trying to give someone a recommendation and a suggestion. And the person training me tapped me on the shoulder and they said, hey, just listen. I said, I don't understand what you mean. And they said, look, you're going to learn about the levels of active listening, but for now, stop trying to give a solution to everything. Just listen. And that's where the three levels of active listening come from. Because if you listen the right way, you're asking questions, you're getting information, and you're replying to the information that you're getting. And for the person that's actually speaking to you, that is a huge, huge deal, because very seldom do people actually listen to what people are saying. See, most of us, we're in response mode and we're constantly thinking of how we're going to respond to what the other person's saying. And with active listening, we're not doing that. It's formulaic the way we respond, and we're actually internalizing what that person is telling us. So let's jump in to the three levels of active listening. And I think you're going to love this training because it is absolutely phenomenal. So step one, level one, is what I call parroting of, or just for simple terms, parroting. And you see, parroting is literally the act of repeating exactly what a person said, word for word, including the breaths, gestures, verbal tonalities, everything that that person used. So if someone says, I don't know about that, you will repeat literally, I don't know about that. And you use it to practice breaking that natural cycle of being reactive. You don't want to be response oriented. You want to actually be listening to what they're saying. So you don't do this in real life. You do this to practice. This is not a skill you want to go out there and use with your friends, because your friends will go, oh my God, what's going on with them? But they're just repeating everything I'm saying. That's weird. But it's a very important skill because it allows you to begin to internalize information and break that cycle of reactiveness and being response oriented. And look, parroting seems easy. Oh, okay, great. It's easy to just exactly copy what someone says, but what you're going to find is that it can become extremely difficult because you forget what the person said, because your brain is going click, immediately response mode. And you're not thinking about what that person actually said. So an example of that is they say, I want to buy a house close to a highly rated school. So you repeat, I want to buy a house close to a highly rated school. It should sound nearly identical. If you sound almost the same, then you are parroting the right way. Now remember, we don't do that in real life. We practice with that. We practice with that skill to break the natural cycle. Now, level 2 is a skill that you can use in real life, but don't jump to level 2 before doing level 1. To become great at level 3, you have to be really good at level 1 and level 2. And because level 2, which is recreating 4, or just simply recreating, because level 2 is really simple, most people want to jump to that immediately because it's something that we say, well, I can do that. It's easy. I don't need to practice parroting. I can do the second level on my own. But without mastering level 1, level 2 is ineffective when trying to get to level 3. So make sure you practice the heck out of level 1 before you go to level 2. And practice level 2, the heck out of that till you go to level 3. So recreating 4. See, when recreating, what we're going to do is we're going to repeat back to the person what they just said in their own words. So it's very similar to paraphrasing. We're going to say exactly what they said, but we're going to use our own words to describe it. And it's a lot easier than parroting because it's something that we're used to. We're used to paraphrasing or echoing, but not exactly what a person said. And a good example of that is if somebody says, I want to buy a house close to a highly rated school. Unlike parroting, you don't have to repeat the and exactly what they said, but you do repeat what they said using your own words. So you'd like to buy a house in an area with a highly rated school, and you get a confirmation from them. And when you repeat it back correctly, they respond to you in a way that you'll know, okay, I got it right. Now, the third level is the most difficult level. It's called generating from. And when generating from, we will actually be taking what they said and pulling an emotion from what they just told us. So generating from is a very, very special skill, but it can be difficult. So in generating from, we're going to go simply beyond what they're listening for and what the person says. We want to gain a comprehension level where we're able to extrapolate their true intentions and their emotions based on what it is that they actually said. It's the most difficult form. So if you feel like, oh my God, I can't get this right, it's very difficult. It is. It's a very difficult thing to master when listening. So if you can't get it right, practice parroting. More parroting, more parroting, more parroting until you are a parroting master, because generating from starts to come naturally. It starts to just come at you. When you try to use that skill without knowing how to use it, you won't understand it. It's one of those skills that when it clicks for you. Now, you have to understand how people truly feel. And if you understand how they truly feel, you'll get a strong connection with them from generating from. Okay, so I want to give you an example. They say, I want to buy a house close to a highly rated school. The exact same sentence that we've been using this whole time. But notice what you would repeat back to them is, so what you're telling me is that in your home search, buying a house near a highly rated school is an absolute need because your kid's education is very important to you and you want to be sure that the school they're zoned to can provide that, correct? And even if you're wrong, most people will be left stunned that you thought that deep into their insight, that you tried to figure out why those things were truly important to them. And generating from is one of the most important skills. It would allow you to overcome almost any objection. It will let you close almost any sale on the phone. It will let you be a highly effective and highly skilled salesperson. But we got to learn the other two levels first. So what I want you to do today, no matter what day it is that you're watching this video, grab a partner, practice parroting. And if you're there with your RSPs today, take 10 minutes to practice parroting. Then take another 5 to practice recreating. You don't have to practice generating today. The chances are most people won't get generating right today. But if you do those first two and you become very good at those first two, you'll be better than 99% of the population. And when you're ready to get on that 1% level, learn the generating, because that's what the 1% uses to close their sales every single day. So thanks so much, guys. I hope you enjoy this video and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.